The SEC versus Ripple case has enraged XRP investors, while rival Stellar, XLM, has entered a love triangle over MoneyGram.
Love triangle.
What does this mean for XRP?
What does this mean?
Will there be another surge in the XRP prices? Watch to the end to find out, because this will double your money.
You want me to double your money?
Before we get into the video, don't forget to drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure to enable all your notifications to our channel to keep up with all the hottest secrets in the world of XRP. Without further ado, let's dive in. Kindly note that the prices of cryptocurrencies frequently change, so by the time you watch this video, it might have changed to a whole new value. The information provided in this video does not constitute investment advice, financial advice, trading advice, or any other sort of advice, and you should not treat any of the content as such. Even while the SEC claims that all XRP are unregistered securities and that Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larsen have been unfairly enriched, it permits Ripple co-founder Jed McCaleb to sell his XRP for hundreds of millions of dollars.
Hundreds of millions of dollars, yeah?
In order to potentially buy MoneyGram. Ironically, XRP holder's attorney John Denton commented, "Makes perfect sense." Despite the continuing SEC versus Ripple case, MoneyGram is likely to be at the center of the Ripple versus Stellar competition, while Jed McCaleb, a Ripple co-founder who left the company in 2013 to launch Stellar, continues to sell millions of XRP. In 2019, Ripple paid $30 million for a 9% interest in MoneyGram, allowing the payment services provider to use the blockchain's solid technology for cross-border payment and foreign exchange settlement. On December 22, 2020, everything changed.
Everything changed.
Ripple was charged by the Securities and Exchange Commission with conducting an unregistered securities offering worth $1.3 billion for selling XRP to investors over the years. After scores of complaints filed by the SEC against blockchain firms, Ripple Labs has opted to face the legal battle head-on and highlight the lack of regulatory clarity inside the digital asset market. MoneyGram separated itself from Ripple 2 days following the SEC lawsuit, claiming the company was not using the XRP ledger via RippleNet and on-demand liquidity (ODL). Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse stated in March 2021 that the cooperation with MoneyGram would be reconsidered in the future, although Stellar, a Ripple competitor, is apparently considering acquiring the money transfer provider. According to persons familiar with the situation, MoneyGram International Inc., one of the leading money transfer businesses in the United States, has received preliminary acquisition interest from Stellar Development Foundation and private equity company Advent International. According to The People, San Francisco-based Stellar, which controls a network for enabling cross-border payments, is in talks with Advent about acquiring MoneyGram. They asked not to be identified since the topic isn't public. They stated that no final decision has been taken and that Stellar and Advent may decide not to proceed with the deal. MoneyGram and Advent representatives declined to comment. Stellar Development's spokesperson could not be reached for comment right away. MoneyGram's stock surged 11% to $11.49 in New York on July 21, valuing the firm at $902 million. In the last year, the stock has increased by 265%. MoneyGram has been a takeover target for years as more customers move away from traditional money transfer services and toward internet payments. Ant Group, a Chinese financial services behemoth, agreed to buy MoneyGram in 2017, but backed out due to regulatory opposition. Western Union Co., a competitor in the money transfer business, attempted to buy the company last year, according to people familiar with the situation. According to its website, Stellar Development was founded in 2014 to promote the Stellar Network, an open-source platform that allows people and businesses to move money throughout the world and in different currencies using blockchain, the digital ledger that underpins cryptocurrencies. Advent, based in Boston, has a history of backing startups in the payments industry, including Vantiv and WorldPay. Top members of the XRP community have reacted angrily, including XRP holders attorney John Deaton, who facepalmed on Twitter as he narrated the story step by step. Ripple purchased a 9% stake in MoneyGram in 2018. The SEC approved this transaction, understanding that XRP would be delivered to MoneyGram, and that MoneyGram would sell the XRP on exchanges to individual investors rather than hoarding it. The SEC has filed suit against Ripple, alleging that all XRP, including XRP sold in the secondary market via MoneyGram on exchanges such as Coinbase to individual investors, has always been unregistered securities. According to the SEC, the lawsuit was filed to safeguard private investors from buying XRP. Despite the SEC's accusations that all XRP are unregistered securities and that Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson have been unfairly enriched, it allows Ripple co-founder Jed McCaleb to sell his XRP for hundreds of millions of dollars in order to potentially buy MoneyGram. He tweeted, "Makes perfect sense." For his work as co-founder and CTO of the OpenCoin company, which has subsequently been rebranded to Ripple Labs, Jed McCaleb got 8 billion XRP tokens. McCaleb and Ripple agreed that he could sell 1.5% of XRP's daily volume on a daily basis. McCaleb sold $400 million worth of XRP in 2020 and has sold about $2.4 billion worth of XRP so far this year, potentially worth $1.95 billion. Despite the ongoing SEC versus Ripple case, which resulted in XRP being delisted by crypto exchanges in the United States, hurting the market, the SEC has made no public statement regarding Jed McCaleb's XRP activity. Meanwhile, Ripple and the individual defendants have struck gold, with two top SEC officials confessing to the crypto space's extreme lack of transparency. As attorney Jeremy Hogan phrased it, this was a gift from the heavens. The SEC commissioner's bombshell could salvage Ripple's case, as the company is attempting to win on the fair warning defense, saying that the SEC failed to provide appropriate fair notice that selling XRP could be considered a security.
The security of information is paramount.
The agency contends that XRP is a security because of its centralized character, but Ripple has long maintained that it has never staged an initial coin offering or ICO. Ethereum, ETH, will also be in the spotlight next week, as the deposition of ex-SEC Director William Hinman will take place. Not only could the markets respond to his responses, but the SEC could also target ETH in the future, given the nature of its previous fundraiser. About the case, we spoke with NATALIA Zakharova, head of sales at FX and CFD broker FX Open. If you're wondering if XRP is a security, here's what you should know. As a broker that offers CFD trading, we can claim that whether XRP is a security or not is irrelevant to us. XRP is a digital currency that may be converted into a measure of worth. This was established in 2015 when Ripple Labs and the Department of Justice struck a settlement requiring Ripple to follow U.S. currency regulations rather than securities laws, as she said in the interview.
Still, something to talk about in the interview.
According to NATALIA Zakharova, XRP holders do not immediately benefit from Ripple Labs' performance, and the market value of XRP does not directly correlate with Ripple Labs' profitability. Before closing on the May falling trendline yesterday, the XRP price stabilized above the 50-week SMA at 57.9 cents and the midline of the descending parallel channel. Ripple has broken over the resistance of the May 23 low of 65.2 cents and is now facing the next layer of resistance at 68.7 cents, which is implied by the 50-day SMA. Since the May crash, the price of XRP has been forming a descending parallel channel pattern, with the midline providing superior support throughout most of the drop. The recent rally occurred between the midline and the 78.6% Fibonacci retracement of the rally from the December 2020 low of 55.5 cents. The Ripple bounce, on the other hand, hasn't turned into an impulsive rally, with significant support at May's falling trendline. A daily close above May's falling trendline at 61.2 cents and the May 23 low of 65.2 cents, a point of resistance in mid-July, is required to reignite the spirit of the rebound. The highs of February and December 2020 support the low of May 23. The 50-day SMA is at 69.3 cents, and the upper line of the descending parallel channel is at 72.0 cents. So, a daily Ripple close above these two levels does not create an easy road to higher prices. The 200-day SMA at 75.7 cents and the neckline of a head and shoulders pattern, which dates back to 2018, are the next layers of resistance. To totally exit the zone, XRP must break through 6 firm resistance levels, and rally 31% from its present price. After the neckline, the price of XRP is free until it reaches the psychologically significant $1 when optimistic expectations can be refined to larger goals. The support offered XRP price around the junction of the 78.6% retracement level at 55.5 cents and the descending channel's midline at 53.1 cents, marking a 10% decrease from the current price, is critical to the unrelenting climb through layers of resistance. If Ripple fails to hold, it will be forced to test the June 22 low of 51.2 cents, as well as the channel's bottom level of 39.2 cents. More resistance is introduced by a daily close above the 50-day SMA, first at the upper line of the descending channel at 71.5 cents, and subsequently the 200-day SMA at 76.4 cents, and the neckline of a head and shoulders pattern dating back to 2018 at 77.5 cents. Before having a clear road to significantly higher Ripple prices, the XRP price must overcome 4 more credible resistance levels, necessitating a 31% increase from yesterday's close on the May falling trend line. On pullbacks, the XRP price must now hold the May falling trend line. If Ripple fails to do so, the 78.6% Fibonacci retracement level at 55.5 cents and the descending channel's midline at 52.6 cents, thereby avoiding the hopeful trend change, will be reached. And with that, we have come to the end of our video. We hope you enjoyed the video, and let us know in the comments how much your crypto will be worth next year. Make sure to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. See you later!